somebody or have been in a relationship where you break up with somebody and you know you're not supposed to get back with them, but you kind of go back and forth way, but you know you should be listening to your mind, but you listen to your heart instead. And it's pretty clear that you know what you're supposed to do, but you don't always do the right thing. And there's this quote from Anne France, and it is that it is human nature to think wisely and act foolishly, and I agree with that because I think that it's true because of human nature and human emotions and passion we have for things. It causes us to be this way. And I want to talk about this in our everyday aspects of life. So personally, I've attempted diets so many times, and I know that I'm supposed to eat right so that in the future I'll have a healthy body and I can function without problems when I'm older. But I still eat junk food and I eat when I'm supposed to be on a diet or working out or probably not so late at night. But because I'm caught up with hanging out with my friends and it's so much fun and we want to go out and eat because that's what people do together, I just give in, and I know that I'm not supposed to do it, but I eat anyways. And I fail at my diet. But another thing is that, I don't know about you guys, but when I come to school, there's been so many times where I'm just waiting for that person to come out of their parking spot. And there's so many times where somebody just comes and totally steals my spot. And that's happened to me more than like 5 times. And I know that I probably shouldn't be too angry about it. I mean, I am, but there was this one time where I yelled at this lady and she was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, I didn't see you." And I felt better that I stood up for myself, but I knew I shouldn't have handled it that way. But it was because of it happened so many times that, I disappointed myself and, made somebody else feel bad. And another thing is maybe, you're supposed to be managing your money a little bit better. For me, I spend a lot of money on food and clothes because I like it so much. And I really like going shopping, and I really like going eating with my friends and paying for my family or just all that stuff because I love them and I want to show them that I care. And but in the back of my mind, I know that I probably shouldn't do this because I'm really broke and I don't get paid for another 2 weeks. But because I'm caught in the moment, I can't stop myself and grasp from what's right and what I need and what I want. So in the end, most everyone knows what they should do, but it is hard to grasp when you're caught up in it.
All right, the phrasing of the rhetorical question at the beginning was a little bit awkward, but you got to the quote pretty effectively, and you had a good, clear point of view on that. There's not really a preview of what the content is going to be, although it does sound like there is some organizational structure, and in the body of the speech I could pick out distinct areas that you were talking about. I like the examples. Sometimes they don't always connect as clearly to the point that you're trying to make, and I think you want to remind us that the illustrations that you're talking about are showing how we are sometimes, ignore the wise way of acting or the smart way of acting, even though we've thought about it, and act impulsively. That seems to be the point that you're making, and you need to explain how some of your supporting points kind of connect to that. I thought the page in your hand was a little bit distracting. It kept making sounds, and I kept watching it move around. It limits your one hand when you're doing the gestures. You have a tendency to keep your gestures low below your waist. There are a couple of times that you actually come up and seem to extend the gestures a little bit more broadly to the audience, but otherwise they're very subdued. Your facial expressions, you look animated. I think you do have a tendency to look out at us instead of necessarily connecting with the audience just in the direction of the audience, but there were times when you also seemed to be connecting as well. So it was just a little bit of inconsistency on that. It wasn't something that was problematic, and probably if you were relaxed a little bit more, it would seem more naturalistic. I did think that you came back to the topic at the end. I think it could have been a little bit clearer. I like like I said, I like the thesis that you have at the beginning of the speech and how you got there from the quote. It just felt a little bit less clear at the end of the speech than it should have. Let me see. Oh, also, you do make some transitions from different points during the body of the speech, and I think those need to be a little bit smoother. Thank you.